Hi again, everybody. It's Kevin Knessa coming to you from the newsroom of The Observer and TheObserver.com on this, the 24th day of October in the year 2022. Sure hope you're enjoying your Monday, no matter where it is you are in the country. Of course, it's a little bit dreary here in the Northeast. Gray, sort of humid and rainy day all day, but regardless of that, as you do every Monday, you welcome me into your home so that I could bring you this week's news, and this week's front page is available right now, as you can see, and if you want to follow along, go right ahead and go to theobserver.com, and you can follow along with me. This is a story that my colleague Ron Lear did. KFD and History is the name of the title, but what he did was Ron had a chance to meet with firefighter Mike McCurry a couple of weeks ago and take a tour of the exempt house on Halted Street. And this is one of the original, I believe, firehouses in the town of Kearney that the exempt members still own and operate and run, and there's meetings there, and there's voting there on election day. But Mike has sort of become, I guess, a docent, if that's the right word, I don't know, of the place, because it's somewhat of a museum to the history of the Kearney Fire Department, and he shares a lot about that, and there's some photos that you can take a look as well at those, and it's a real neat place. I've never actually been in there, and it's always open on St. Patrick's Day. You can imagine why. And it's a really, really neat place. So Ron had a chance to tour it, and he explains all that goes on at the exempt house on Halsted Street in town. So take a look and read this. Very interesting. And if any of you are history buffs or fire buffs or both, you're really going to enjoy this. So I'm glad I had a chance to read it, and I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. Sticking with the front page this week, a couple of weeks ago, Belleville Mayor Michael Melham said that he was going to sue North Jersey Advanced Media if they didn't correct or pull down a story that incorrectly discussed or described what he was going through in a lawsuit from a town employee. And lo and behold, and North Jersey Advanced Media made that correction. And basically what they had on the headline was nowhere near what the story was about. Even if you read right from the headline to the bottom of the story, you wouldn't have seen anything mentioned in the headline in the story. So it's very rare that a newspaper will take that step. But Melham did say that he would consider a libel suit, and fortunately, I guess for him and for North Jersey Advanced Media, the correction was made online, and it is now copacetic. That is indeed good news, because it's never good when the press makes the news up, and that is not something that we ever do here. So good for North Jersey Advanced Media for doing that, and good for Melham for pursuing it as he rightfully should have. Now, by now, you know the Courtney High School Cardinals, the boys and the girls soccer team, both won soccer county championships Friday night over at Red Bull Arena. The girls won their 13th in a row. Just think about that. That's astronomical, 13 in a row. I wouldn't want to be a coach in any other high school in Hudson County, that's for darn sure. So congratulations to them, to the girls, and to the boys as well, for winning their second consecutive county championship at Red Bull Arena. It was a nice-sized crowd. Our Jason Bernstein was there. We'll have full recap of the boys and the girls game. And the picture we have is of the girls celebrating after their victory over Bayonne. So we'll hopefully you'll check that out when you get a chance. As we move inside, you know by now, because we've told you many times, that a statue was going into the town of Harrison. It was unveiled recently, and there's a photo of the statue there that Councilman Mike Dollahan worked diligently to get placed, raised the money to get it paid for, and now it is shining in its glory in the town of Harrison. So please check that out when you get a chance and go visit the statue itself. It is a beautiful work of art and a fine tribute to the game of soccer, which of course is so important in Harrison and all of West Hudson. The New Jersey Department of Labor halted a project that was taking place at Bellville High School because the contractors that were working on the project apparently let their workers' comp insurance expire, and they can't do that, because when you have people working on a construction site, you always have to have your workers covered, and that was not the case. Read the story. We have a comment from Rich Tomko, the superintendent of schools, who makes it very clear that at the time when they hired these folks, their workers' comp insurance was in full force. But I guess they just forgot. So until they get that squared away, the project stopped. Kim Wagner has an interesting police blotter this week, including an entry of a man who was wanted for attempted murder in Brooklyn and who NYPD detectives traced to, of all places, the Kearney Walmart. So in conjunction with the NYPD, Kearney police detectives hauled in this guy who was wanted for attempted murder in Brooklyn, and he is now behind bars where he should be. So check that out in addition to the other blotters that Tim Wagner does so well every week. You see an ad there for Mayor Dan Pronti. Mayor Pronti is running for the mayorship again for a 4-year term, and that's Kirk Del Russo and Lynette Cavadas, who are both seeking 3-year terms as members of the Borough Council. They're all up for election on November the 8th, so I just thought I'd bring that to you real quick. I'm going to try to move to page number 4, but of course the computer's giving me a hard time. Here we are, Drug Take Back Day. DEA does this every year. It's on the 29th of October, which is, of course, Saturday, and it's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Lyndhurst and Kearney police departments were certain are taking part, but I think most departments are. You bring unused medications in a container and dispose of them. You can't bring liquids. You can't bring syringes. And most importantly, you can't bring illegal drugs. It's medication, prescribed medication that you no longer desire or that has since expired. So please keep that in mind. Schuyler School announced their Students of the Month for September. Thank you to Tracy Selinsky for sending those over. The Essex County Prosecutor's Office is offering a course to train people who would like to be advocates of victims of domestic violence. Lisa Fiorenzo, our own Lisa, our co-owner, took part in this early course last year. She said it was very fulfilling. Learned things that she didn't know about, learned things she knew about, but it's a very, very intense course, and those who complete it are certified to work as domestic violence helpers, and she's already done that in the time since. Now, also on this page, you see we have the Hide the Pumpkin entry. There are 8 different ads in the paper this week that have a pumpkin hidden somewhere in the ad. If you would like to enter, the entry form is right there on the page. You can see it. I'm pointing, it says all the way over there on the left, and you send it in. And if you are the winner, you win a $100 gift certificate to one of our participating advertisers. And almost every time that's been Centani, but of course, Centani is no more. But if there is a tie, we will pick one of the winners from all of the ties to be the overall grand prize winner. Let's see, this is a jump page, so this, of course, is a full-page ad from Mayor James A. Fife and the Harrison team. They are seeking re-election as Mayor Fife and the 4 members of the council here, plus Delphine Sarabondo is also seeking to continue the term that he took over when Councilman, I'm drawing a blank, resigned at the end of last year. So Councilman Sarabono. All right, here's the sports stories. The 2 soccer teams winning County Championships. You can read through that. And this year, I'll get back to sports in a second, is a full-page ad from Anselmo Milan, who is a former councilman, 2nd Ward in the town of Harrison, who is running for mayor again this year against Mayor Fife. Last time, in 2018, he ran in the primary as a Democrat. This year, he's running as an independent. He does not have any council candidates running with him, but he is running for mayor, and you can read his full-page ad right there on page number 12 in this week's edition. And this is something else. The North Arlington football team is going to the state tournament for the first time in a long time, and only the second time in 25 years. So congratulations to all of the Vikings on a fantastic season. They are the only football team in our readership area, Jason Bernstein tells me, that are going to the state football tournament. So congratulations to them. That's Ian Crudelli you see right there. He, of course, the son of Police Sergeant Bobby Crudelli at the Harrison Police Department, who's one of our favorite people in the world. So congratulations to Ian, to the entire team, and to everyone over in North Arlington for making the state tournament, being the only team in our readership area to do so. This is something I'm particularly proud of because the Observer is working along with the PBA, FMBA, and CS11 in the town of Kearney to collect food for Thanksgiving. There are drop-off locations, police headquarters, fire headquarters, the DPW lot on Bergen Avenue, and here at the Observer office when we're open, which is 10 to 2 weekdays. And all of the food will be given to a local food pantry for Thanksgiving. And if we collect excess food, all of that will go to Christmas time. And I was very, very honored, and I'm very, very grateful to Police Officer Mina Claudius, who is also the president of PBA number 21, for asking us to take part in this as well. So as your generosity and your means allow, please make those donations today, because we're going to need all we can get for the needy in Kearney. And unfortunately, that number's pretty high. You know, we don't necessarily see it in our daily lives, but there are a lot of people who are hurting in this area, so let's do as best as we can. And again, the major drop-off locations are police headquarters on Laurel Avenue, the fire headquarters on Midland, and the DPW lot on Bergen. You can come here too, though you're probably better off going to those three places because they are 24/7 operations. And, of course, we have 2 pages of classifieds, as we do every single week. So if you're looking for a job, plenty of those. Apartments, not so many. Only 6 apartments in this week's classified section. You know what the cause of that is? We used to have 2 pages of apartments. And of late, that number has gone down. So I wonder if it's just us or if it's real estate agents are seeing that number go down. But the number of rentals is just minute. So I feel for you. If you are one of those few people who have to move right now, maybe people just aren't moving. So if anybody knows the answer, put it in the comments section below. I just don't know the answer to that. So that's it. Now, a few housekeeping items as well. Remember a couple of weeks ago I mentioned to you that Lisa was involved in a contest, Fab Over 40. Well, she made it past round 1, and she's now in round 2 to be in the top 15. And if you go to our Facebook page or our Instagram page, you can find a link in both places. She needs your vote. Please consider voting for her to keep her. She's in first place in her group, and in a couple of days they're going to narrow it down even further, and I'm sure she's going to make it to the next round. But the better she does and the higher she is now, the better her chances will be when the contest is over. And we have no clue how that works and how the next couple of rounds are going to go. But there's apparently going to be more voting after this. So if you have a few minutes, if you're watching this live, you're probably at our Facebook page. Just scroll down a little bit. No, it's the pinned post. So you can go up there, click on it, log in with your Facebook page, and give Lisa the votes that she needs to win this contest. Should be pretty cool stuff. The other thing is, this broadcast has been for many, many years at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. However, because of our Facebook numbers, which tell us that our busiest hour of the day is between 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we are going to move the broadcast back an hour for its live broadcast to 7 p.m. Eastern Time, beginning 1 week from tonight. That won't affect the podcast. You can watch it as soon as this is over. So if you don't make it to the live broadcast, you can watch it on the podcast all the time. It's just going to start 1 hour earlier, beginning 1 week from tonight. And if you are a fan of ours, or if you have liked us, or if whatever it is you call it, you will be notified when the broadcast goes live at 7 p.m. as opposed to 8 p.m. So that's it. Just wanted to let you know that that change was coming about in 168 hours from now. And that's going to do it for this edition. I want to thank each and every one of you for logging on and joining me tonight. Don't forget, we'll be back 1 week from tonight, as I'd mentioned, but just an hour earlier. And, of course, if anything breaks during the course of the week, we will join you live with that information. From the newsroom of The Observer and TheObserver.com, Kevin Knessa signing off for now. And we hope to see you back here again very, very soon. Good night, everybody.